Hello and welcome to Mouse House Plus. This is episode 51. I'm Hank.
And I'm John.
And there's a kid in your background. All right, but that's awesome. We are here to recap episode 3 of season 1 of Moon Knight. The Friendly Type is the title of this one. Let's get right to it.
All right.
Layla is talking to someone while getting a passport. Is it clear who this woman is? Do you know who it is?
No, I do not know who it is, but clearly it's somebody that it means something to her. But I mean, I have to admit, that's a pretty cool operation she had right there. Just being able to pull that stuff through and just making it look so legit.
It reminded me of like the spy shows that I used to watch.
Yep. No, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like the Blacklist and other stuff like that, where you're just like, you got a person that can do anything, counterfeit anything, which I absolutely think is humorous for television. In Egypt, Arthur has already found Ammit, and he gets a report that Marc Spector is in Cairo. Did you think that they were going to start the episode with him already finding it? I thought there would be a build-up.
Really, going into this, I had no idea what was going on because I'm going to keep on harping on this. I'm still mad that I haven't gotten my entire flashback episode. So because of that, I'm still stuck in the past. In regards to this, because they dropped the ball on having the perfect episode. I mean, this should be like the Lost episode 1.5. I didn't think that. I thought that I agree with you. I think that there would have been a little bit more build up, but after witnessing more of the episode, it makes sense because they want to deal with other things outside of just finding the dumb thing.
Yes. Just then, Marc is chasing a person who promptly gets killed by Arthur's men. Are we dancing or fighting? Did he sound like Star-Lord right there to you or no?
Yes, and I was waiting for him to throw down.
That'd have been epic. Steven takes over, and we find out he let the bad guys go after Marc wakes up in a cab. What in the world?
Hold on a second. He does. We don't know what's going on with them because that's not Steven or Marc. This is introducing the third one because none of them know what's going on. So this would be Jake Lockley.
Okay.
They're alluding to it too much.
Interesting. Do you have any background on the character?
Yeah. Whenever. On him. Actually, no, I don't. And you think I would? Let's see. Just worries. Basically all signs to him. Yep.
Okay. Now Steven takes over again, but says that it wasn't him. So this is where we were going with that. And then get some bad interrogation advice from Khonshu. Oh, go take him to the ledge. He'll talk. No.
I love how nonchalant he is too. He's like, I thought he'd talk. Come on, man. You're a god. You're supposed to can't you kind of foresee what's about to happen here?
Now, when I listen to the voice, now he sounds like one of the trees from Lord of the Rings.
I think it just sounds like Khonshu. So I'm just going to stick with that.
In due time, Hobbit, in due time. So Marc and Mirror Steven argue again. Now we know there's 3 personalities. So Marc spars with Khonshu and says he has a bad idea. And we find out that the armor heals. Did we know that before?
Yes. Because his wife, she said that. She goes, I've already seen what the armor does. Quick, put it on. Because she knew that when they're getting into a gunfight, him having that suit on makes sense.
See, I thought it was just to protect it. I didn't know it actually healed, too. They're going to probably that's probably going to be a callback at some point where something really bad's going to happen, and they'll need it.
Oh, and then he'll get he's bleeding out, and then the suit will come on him, and then he'll...
Or she is, and she'll need it, and that's where that'll start. I think there's some hints to that in this episode. We'll get to it, though.
Okay.
All right, Khonshu sends the gods a message in the sky, and Marc enters a portal. What about that for some attention getting?
Dude, that's one big old middle finger that he just basically got everyone's attention with, right? Be like, hey guys,
Broad daylight, watch this.
I know.
I was like, yikes, dude. So inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, the other gods' avatars are inside. So they went down the list of the other ones, and the debate begins. Did you find anything perplexing out of this whole exchange?
Yeah, how does Steven know they're inside the Great Pyramid of Giza? How does anyone know they're inside the Great Pyramid of Giza? I mean, it's not like there's a big sign hanging down that's like, oh, it's like, welcome to, because, I mean, I can get it. I mean, yes, it is pyramid-shaped on the inside, but there's nothing that just gives that away. So, yeah, I kind of call a BS on that, on their internal knowledge of what it is, because that makes no sense.
You remember Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Sunil Bakshi?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's what we'll do going forward. I call Bakshi.
I call Bakshi on that.
I call Bakshi on that. It's good Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. tie-in.
Yes.
Oh, man. So Khonshu wants to get Arthur convicted for trying to release Ammit. Now, Arthur reveals the multiple personalities of Khonshu's avatar. What a smart play. But did this seem plausible that Arthur's going to just waltz in there calmly, been up to no good all day long, and the day before that, and the day before that? And then these ones are sitting up here, and they just don't have a clue what's going on.
You know what? Honestly, yeah, I can believe it. Because if that was the case, then they would have definitely been clued in a little bit more what's going on. But going back, everyone is from their avatars are spread all around the world. So it's not even like they're just hanging out there in Egypt the entire time. And so no one really knows what's going on. And then you have, Moon Knight going there basically just sounding crazy. Oh, I love the entire, he's like, he's talking like this. And then he's like, what's going on? The one girl was like, just go with it. It's a little weird at first. But yeah, I mean, they bring Lockley, or what's his name?
Who are you talking about? Arthur?
Our nemesis currently.
Arthur Harrell?
Arthur. They bring Arthur in, and he's playing nonchalant. He does the best job of not sounding like he's up to anything. I mean, as far as they know, they're okay. We do know that he was an avatar because clearly they've had one of these meetings before. So if he's turning around and being like, Khonshu's being crazy, listen to this guy. He made him even more crazy, and I'm not doing anything. And I do think that Khonshu played a bad card in this, and he should not have summoned because he was not in their good graces in the first place. Oh, I can't get my hand in there. And on top of that, he has great alibis. No one's really keeping an eye on him. So, and then he knows how Khonshu works because he was already an avatar. So because of that, he can always turn around and flip the conversation on that Khonshu's out of his mind.
I just thought he had too much weight when he walked in there.
Well, I mean, I'm still waiting to try and hear all the glass because I mean, has he taken the glass out of his shoes yet? I mean,
wait a minute, does he have another personality? Did he go bonkers? Anybody who does that, they go bonkers.
Or maybe he was bonkers. He's broken, and this is what happened.
And then they say, "We want to speak to Marc." And Marc admits that he's unwell. Oh, my goodness.
But that's not Marc. You notice that wasn't a Marc, that was Steven?
Interesting. I did not notice that. I thought it was Marc popping through.
I thought it was too, but I was waiting for the accent because when he was like, "I'm not well," he didn't say it with an English accent. He was saying it like Steven.
Could this be our first plot hole? Could this be our first Oscar Isaac error?
No, not necessarily, because the thing is, they just broke Khonshu's link to him.
Okay.
So, I mean, they're asking us to speak to Marc, but it's not like, Marc just automatically checks in we clearly have seen that he doesn't check in all the time, and he's got to fight with Steven for control every now and then. So, I mean, it would make sense that, when he come back, they don't know who they're talking to. You know, they're just assuming it's Marc.
They conclude that Arthur is innocent. And I was just like, this is the quickest trial of all time. And so a man named Sinfu knew the location of Ammit, and Marc has to find that person's sarcophagus, I guess, for directions.
All right, so here we have a Black Panther connection. So as an Easter egg, the Ened, who is the Egyptian goddess of music and whatever else, she is also supposed to be. Let's see, her brother is supposed to be siblings of the Panther god. Or no, I'm sorry, I'm reading that wrong. Takes feline appearance and is a sibling of Wakanda's Panther god. So it's kind of showing the bridge over that it's not just. I mean, they've got their own pantheon over here, but they're not just restricted. Like, they're a family, and it kind of extends out.
Oh, okay, cool, or interesting, I should say. Layla shows up as Marc openly just asks about Sinfu. He's just like, here's the nearest person. Hey, could you tell me if you know where this... I thought that was so ridiculous. I did. I thought that was kind of ridiculous.
Yep, I agree.
He's a professional. He would have warmed up and, made a conversation or something, or just straight out interrogated the individual or whatever. Like, hey, come with me. I got a gun to your belly or something.
All right. And so what was your first impression when we see our new guy, our Mr. Black Market deals with
we're not
stuff.
We're not there just yet.
Okay.
All right. She has the moon symbol on, and I knew that was coming back. That necklace. I was like, oh, that's coming back.
Yeah, anything that flashy, definitely.
They talk about the multiple personalities amongst other things. Did you find that she was real curious about that condition?
Yeah, because I think she didn't believe it at first. And now that she is getting more of a grasp on the fact that it's reality, I do believe that she is really trying to get more of a handle on how it works, who she's talking to, how they're interacting, how they're feeling, because you got one person that's trying to protect her, one person is trying to protect himself, and then we have a third that who the hell knows what he's doing.
All right.
So she's just trying to get an idea because, it's like every other time that she talks to him, it's a different person.
Okay. Now we get a Madripoor mention.
Yep.
Before we meet Anton. What did you think about the Madripoor mention?
I mean, if any kind of shady dealings going on, if they did not mention Madripoor, I would be upset.
The power broker going to show up?
That would be great.
Which is not Sharon Carter, by the way.
So all says
right.
you.
The argument continues. Now, this is her husband, Rufino. That should have been my name for this episode, Rufino. What? That's a goofy name. So Anton lets them look, but Steven shows up and can help. All right, throughout this episode, is it or is it not so convenient, the things that can give reflection, crystal clear 4K reflections?
Yes. Case in point, when he's fighting those guys up on the roof, and that guy has the shiniest of all knives, and I'm like, whatever, man. I mean, you're at least going to have an edge on there. I mean, that's so fake. But hold on. Yeah. Oh, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's like, have you ever seen that effect on Photoshop where they put an image on something? It looked just like that.
Yes, and they kind of stretch it out a little bit on purpose. So what was your first thought whenever you saw our new person?
Anton?
Yeah.
I thought he plays just like any black market character ever.
Oh,
like
I
real
was
cliche.
I was thinking Red Viper all the way.
Yeah, he did have that vibe, a Game of Thrones vibe to him,
Yep.
didn't he? He's from Dorne.
I
He was
know.
playing a Dornish game too, wasn't he?
Yep. Yes, he
Oh
was.
my gosh, that's good. Good stuff, John. I
Y-
gotta give it up. Gotta
And
give
there
it
you go.
up.
And that could be your segue into, hey, whenever this Fire and Blood series comes out.
Yes, we're gonna be podcasting on it. House of the Dragon. John and I are knee deep into how many hours is that freaking book, John? It's like
I'm done mine.
I'm not. So
I'm
yes,
pretty
we'll
sure
be.
it's like 48 hours or something.
It's a lot of hours. I'll say that. I am into some high strangeness in that book. There's a lot of weird stuff in that book. So
Yep.
I'm having some fun with it though. August, John and I will be doing that podcast. You can subscribe to it now. House of the Dragon podcast, tpenetwork.com/subscribe. Good stuff, John. I got to give you the achievement unlock segue.
See, there
Nice.
you go. Segue into promotion. That's right.
I love how Steven is helping. Like Mark is terrible at pretending he knows anything about anything except for killing people. And then Steven shows up and is like not good. I mean, he knows all the smarts, all that kind of stuff, but when it comes to anything else, he's childlike.
I know. I mean, you know what? Whenever they were looking in the sarcophagus and he was like, oh, yeah, fold this over there. I'm like, come on. I'm like, you're not just instantly glance at that and be like, oh, it's a Pictionary. I know what it is. I can figure it out. I was like, I was calling, what were we saying? Banshee? No, not Banshee.
Bakshi.
Bakshi on that.
Sunil Bakshi.
Yes.
You will comply. Your compliance will be rewarded. All right, so Arthur shows up. Arthur has the ability to time travel. I mean, he has portals. He can apparently defy time. He has a lot of abilities, I think.
Yeah, but they were pulling up on the boat. When they got there, he turns around and there was that raft that was coming up.
Even that's questionable to me. I
mean,
don't know.
Why would they have a moment to take a look at a raft and then we didn't get anything out of that raft in particular? But then later on, he shows up. He
How
came
many
in on that
hours
raft.
though? How many
What's that?
hours ago was he at the dig site?
I don't know about that.
I don't know.
I mean, maybe
it
he
just
can summon doors, but he didn't teleport there. He definitely came in on a boat.
he is just they're running fast and loose with movement like so many shows do though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, where did we find him originally at? Wasn't we don't even know what country he was in. But
True.
apparently everyone on the internet swears up and down that that's Doom's castle. So,
Oh goodness, stop it.
I mean, and to their defense, it does match all the drawings that they have in the comic books of Doom's castle. So,
We know where we're headed with that one. We're going down that.
I am not going to use Doom as a meme. I'm not going to be like, it's not Mephisto, and
That was Doom's boat.
excuse
Dr.
me,
Doom's boat.
Doom would not lower himself to coming in on a boat. He would have flown in, and it wouldn't have been Doom. It would have been a Doombot.
If you spell Anton backwards, it's a guy that worked with Doom in episode. You're like, oh my gosh. All right, so Arthur throws a verbal grenade into the mix. Dude, he is good at manipulation. He's just like, oh yeah, what about this and what about that? Just like whatever the worst thing you can say at the moment where you don't want to reveal some information that's could get you in some hot water, as we saw earlier. Arthur's good at exposing that.
Absolutely, he definitely knows how to push buttons.
Mm-hmm. So Khonshu wants Marc to summon the suit, and I was like, "That's last week's title. Shut up." So so the suit gets summoned, and all heck breaks loose. That was kind of a graphic, getting stabbed through and stuff. That was kind of graphic on this one.
Yeah, a little bit, but not as graphic as it gets here in a moment. Whenever we get to see the nice necklace be what it really is.
Yes. because Layla has to fight while Steven takes over in his suit and promptly gives it back.
No, wait. This is also a thing now because it's another time when a possible F-bomb got dropped because he's like, we need to chill the blank out. So that's now he falls into only 4 other characters to make such a line.
Oh my goodness, man.
And those people, by the way, would be Peter Parker, Aunt May, Nick Fury, and Groot.
Interesting. Groot even. Yeah, Groot does have a foul little mouth. But how quickly he was like, okay, you can take over.
Yeah, never mind.
I was like, there we go. Layla uses her moon daggers to kill the bodyguard.
Come on. How does someone not realize that those are weapons? I mean, they don't even go with her outfit.
Stylist, John.
I mean, look, I am the fashion police. So, I mean, the gold doesn't go with, the rough vest. She should have had something a little bit more black on, maybe some silver, or white lace in there. That would have worked.
Did you want Anton to keep going? Going forward?
No. I just want to see them beat him up now.
You were like, I'm fine with him.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Layla asks about Arthur's comments from earlier, because the comment was referring to how her dad was killed, correct?
Yes.
And yikes.
They're alluding to it that it's that Moon Knight did it, I guess, or Marc did it.
Marc or Moon Knight, yep.
Yeah.
Like one and the same kind of, when you think about it. When he summons it, the suit, he seems to have pretty good inclinations on what's going to come next.
Yeah.
So I was like, how does she not understand what that meant? It just seemed like she was real naive right then.
No idea.
Yeah, that seemed like a softball. All right. They're being watched at this time. So they're unable to figure stuff out without Steven. And then Steven figures it out lickety split. Did you notice how enamored with Steven Layla seemed to be with that geeky side?
Well, I mean, it's a different side of the person who she had a relationship with.
Right. So she's kind of cheating, technically.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. We're gonna rewind back all the way to the first episode for one hot second. Here's another reason why this the third personality is there, because I believe that the date that was planned wasn't from Marc, because Marc was married, and why would he want to drag anybody else into this?
That is achievement unlocked. That's awesome.
That's right.
Good one.
Callback achievement.
Good one. Not bad. Yes, that makes perfect sense now.
Yeah. So because it
he clearly didn't. Steven clearly didn't remember.
Yeah. And it doesn't mean it's Marc every time that he's getting up if there's a third person in there, because neither one of them would know about the third.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like this. See, you're around here for some reason, and you just earned your keep right there.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad I'm pulling my weight here.
Khonshu chimes in. He will be imprisoned, and Marc wants Marc to set him free. Have Marc break me out, because this is gonna go bad. Because they need to line up these coordinates, but when it was 2,000 years ago.
Which, by the way, this is another Banksy that I call in this. Banksy. I'm still getting it wrong.
Sunil Bakshi.
Bakshi. I'm going to write that down so I can stop messing up. Bakshi. Anyway, I had the Google app where you can put it up in the sky, and it did have the ability that you can rewind back to like a long ass time ago, because they still have an idea how things are migrating. So, I mean, maybe you'll be missing some stars, but like I know that Google can rewind back an awful lot. Now, if I'm completely off kilter, someone call me out, please.
So he didn't have to get himself in prison to pull this one off.
Well, no, okay. Let's wrap this, get this whole thing down. Khonshu was like, I remember that night and every night. I was like, man, what? You're such a downer, dude. And then
He is.
So then he's like, okay, well, I'm gonna need you to do this too. Why? Why does he need him to do that? Why do they both need to do that? And then on top of that, then as soon as they're done, what does she do? She's running around taking pictures of everything of the sky. And I'm like, I don't. Is that how that works?
I don't know if that works that way.
And then her tablet figured it out just like that. And it was like, oh, right here. I'm like,
It
oh,
said
geez.
advanced processing on the
Yeah,
tablet.
I mean, she's not working with Shield. She doesn't have all that kind of stuff. But I mean, yeah, seriously, this is some of the stuff that I was just not 100% on board with.
She was like, hold on, I got to get a signal.
I know.
In this desert. That is outstanding. That is outstanding. That's some really funny stuff because it's stuff you don't want to think about when you're watching an episode, but you can't help but to question and just go,
Look.
hey, there has to be a different way to do this.
My Avengers posted notes, so I put Bakshi on there.
Yes, I put it in the chat. I put the link to his wiki page in the chat. Sunil Bakshi.
I have other homework to do to make sure I don't forget it, which I will still, because that's my comedic genius. It's just me forgetting everything.
So nice. So after Khonshu gets confined, as it were, Arthur gets to have access to him,
Yeah,
and then he talks crap within earshot of an avatar.
Well, no, the avatar left. He walked back out.
But still,
I know you're inside this like place where all the gods are supposed to be hanging out anyway. And although here you go, I will give you your teleport thing because, I mean, first off, like what did they do? Oh, we captured Khonshu. We thought you might want to go say hi. Like, okay,
we got your old boss here.
I know. Why would he just show up unless he knew how to do that? Because he saw the stars, and I bet you he was totally on board. But if that's the case, then would he summon one of the other people? Because since he did show up with one of the other avatars, then that avatar rolled out. So I call Bakshi on that one too.
It was too much because it's like all somebody has to do is listen into what you're saying. Because he lays out everything like, yeah, by the way, I'm going to do this, that, and the other. You won't be able to stop me. You know, and I'm just like, is anybody hearing this? Like, come on, man.
Well, you know what? In his defense, he didn't actually say what he was doing or who he was doing it for. He was definitely being cryptic in case.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
It's hilarious. It's like, here, let me have these cool lines. So we're going to make a scene where he shows up at the house. Like, he should not have this much access. No way. No, he's not an avatar anymore. So he should have
no, he's an avatar. He's just somebody else's avatar. Well, which on top of that, this still leads into he's able to teleport all around. So I'm trying to give you the bonus points over there, but with the with your little thing, he can travel, he can whatever teleport or whatever.
He's got a portal of his own.
That's right. And the funny thing is, keep in mind, he's out in the middle of the desert. So what do they do? Open up like a hatchback? And, he jumps through the hatchback. Does someone bring a door?
They're like, here's a door. Open it. There we go. Walk through. There we go. Or draw it in the sand. Jump.
Isn't that a Whose Line Is It Anyway skit where they lay down on the ground and they got a door and then they got to go through the door, but everything's laying on the ground? So
I don't know. We've gone way off the rails. Oh my goodness. Are you ready to rate this episode?
Yes. You get to go first this time.
I actually liked this episode. I had a lot of fun with the episode. I did. I had fun with the episode. It's weird, and it's like there's so many like holes in things and stuff, but I found myself having some fun this week. So I'm still in my same bucket of 7.5.
I'm giving this a 6. I thought this episode was kind of boring.
Really?
Yeah, I mean they kind of unloaded some things there, but I mean except for the fight that they had in the middle. I was just like, I don't know what you're trying to get at here. I feel that there's still too many strings that are not being pulled correctly. And here, but this is weird. Remember, I was all about that first episode, and you definitely were not.
I know, we're like role reversal.
Yep.
But hey, I mean, that's why we have these discussions, so we can, just have a little fun here. But I think what enhanced it is your point about that third person potentially even rearing up as early as episode 1. That kind of enhances the episode for me a little bit. And some of the other stuff was just funny, even though it's unrealistic. It was just kind of fun and funny. Like when she has the necklace on, I'm like, oh, that's not going to come back to stab somebody.
Yep. Or like, everyone, and like, where's all the world organizations going, why did the stars just do that?
NASA's like, what? We're on a coffee break and look what happens. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
unless they're in on it.
I don't know.
They're going to have those tattoos. They'll have the scales.
That they were just being too loose and with all abilities they could do. Hey, look at this. I can just control the moon, make an eclipse, and I'm going to spin the stars and
2,000 years back.
Now, here's what I need. I need to go into Multiverse of Madness, and they're going to be like, hey, did you see that day that the stars were all going woo all over the place? So if they connect that, then I'll be okay with the fact that, they're playing all this, nonsense up in the sky. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel they're leaving too much open. And then we're going to go into next week's episode, and it's not even going to be Moon Knight.
Boy, there's going to be a lot of egg on your face when you get out of Multiverse and you find out all of this orchestrated by Mephisto. He did it all. He was pulling the strings the entire time. It was him the entire time. It was Mephisto all the way. Callback WandaVision, right? Callback.
No.
He was going to be like, remember that puff of smoke? That puff of red smoke?
Jeez.
All righty. Well, I've derailed another one. Shall we get into feedback?
Yeah, please.
This first one comes to us from Elizabeth. Hi, Hank and John. So now Stephen, who works in a gift shop, knows secret Egyptian codes professional archaeologists don't? Does Stephen have a secret backstory of his own? Would spinning the sky around produce tidal waves? Thanks, Elizabeth.
Okay.
How is
not? But
so is
Stephen?
Stephen?
Yes.
Is Stephen the expert on all things hieroglyphics and
yeah, he was the one
national
who was
treasure?
He was the one who was trying to be one of the
tour guides.
Tour guides,
and Donna wouldn't let him. Donna was a jerk.
But he's got knows his stuff, and I mean, I totally would believe that he would understand and or recognize things. But you're talking about, hey, we take the shroud and what we do is we fold it this way, and we fold it this way, and we pull it through here, and I have a crane.
I can't even fold dinner napkins properly, let alone that.
So wait. And then what blows me away is that they blow the whole thing up. She grabs all these pieces of material, but it just so happened to have what you need to make the star. And it's the pieces that are left.
Should I change my rating?
I'm like, guys, you're making this impossible for me to believe, even in the slightest.
And you said spinning the sky backwards would not produce tidal waves or anything?
No, moving the moon would. When he did the eclipse, that definitely did something.
That should have done something.
There's a giant tidal wave somewhere going on. And all of a sudden, there's people are swimming, and then the water just goes whoop, just disappears. And it comes right back.
Oh, between you and Elizabeth, I'm thinking about going back and changing my score.
But Elizabeth, if anything, I would feel that most of the world will think they're on one crazy acid trip because, you're watching this guy spin. It went slow and faster and faster. And then, although I will admit, it looked gorgeous there at the end because you had even more stars to have to deal with. And it was pretty cool looking.
Can I ask this? Why is this guy scrolling like a cell phone screen.
Oh, because Mephisto had it planned all along.
He's up in the clouds like, I orchestrated all of this.
Actually,
Him,
it was Agatha.
it was him and Kang.
No, Agatha. Him and Agatha hanging out.
him, and, him and the He Who Remains. They planned this whole thing. Elizabeth, thank you for sending that in, and thank you for your note the other day. You and Russ and others that sent notes to me. I appreciate it. All right. Philip comes to us and says, how come the other gods can't see what Arthur's been up to or even his use of the cane and magic? Seems like a big plot hole to me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
Like, oh, who's summoning hellhounds?
Hold on a second. I do have a little bit of knowledge on this. We kind of skipped over that. I really wasn't worried about it, but since it came back up here, so let me find where it says it. But Khonshu acknowledges that nether plane. So all the gods are in another dimension, pocket dimension, living. So they're not there to spy on things. That's the reason why they have avatars there to help try and do what they need to do. So the avatars aren't going to see what he's doing unless they are there, and the gods aren't even on the same plane in the first place. So
So when he's doing the night sky stuff and when he's doing the eclipse stuff, they instantly know.
Oh yeah, I mean it's still setting up like road flares.
What if
they
the avatars are all asleep? What if they're all at home?
Then the gods are like, "Wake up, guys! You guys, smack this guy."
Something's going on here. I don't know. It seems convenient writing is all.
Yes, don't you? It's what I've been saying for this entire episode. You're the one that gives it a 7.5.
Changing my score. Changing my score. Philip piled on here. We have some. Let me see. We have two. Okay, one anonymous and one snarky comment that I pulled out of the my mentions. The snarky comment is, "Hey, where did the Eternals fit in again?" I thought that was pretty funny.
I mean, I would agree because it's already proven that more than likely at least two of them would have been there.
Right. And they make it sound like they had some intricate part in humanity and everything and stuff, but yet no mentions. Not in the DMs.
They weren't supposed to do anything. They were supposed to stay out of human
Right.
development and only be there to take care of the deviants.
Right. But these gods should know about them, shouldn't they?
Yeah, but I mean, what do they care about him currently?
They're
They're gonna be like, yeah, go look for these other people. Nah, I don't know.
I don't know. It seems.
I mean, remember,
it just seems.
we're trying to put
convoluted.
logic to a comic book world.
That's true. I mark out every time a big pow comes up on the screen, like punch, pow. That's real writing. All right. Lastly, does this episode prove that Arthur has other helpers inside the group of avatars?
I mean, possible. I could totally see that.
Because the one guy, are they like super cool? The one that lets him in to talk smack?
Hold on. Let me look something up here. It's Ammit they're trying to release. Ammit. And then, so what I want to know is who's friends with Ammit?
Ooh, good deduction. You got a big pipe that you could put in your mouth for this whole sequence here or anything? No, nothing. All right.
I could do the
twirl a ink pen for a few seconds while we
all right.
consult the internet's book
the
of
magical
information. Yeah. Google turning back the night sky. I wish some third character would have came in and been like, hey, you can just go to eclipse.com and just see what it was back then. They've already charted it.
Let's see. Hippopotamus and a crocodile.
And while you're doing that, I do want to say people continue to say that episode 4 is going to be the payoff episode. A lot of people have said that. I don't know if that's true, not true. I don't know anything. But they've kind of got me a little excited for episode 4, even though I'm changing my score on this episode. Going back in there. You got to get some white out on this one. I'm going to be like, down a point. Down a point from what I thought it was. John, have you found the answer yet?
I'm not seeing anything showing a direct. Let's see, Anubis weighed the heart of the person against the feather, and Matu, the goddess of truth. I mean, I don't see anything. It's a direct connection. This would probably involve more research into it, but I mean, okay. Where's your little your sound bite? That's an interesting story. Your interesting fact.
It's an interesting theory.
Theory, yes.
John,
Jeez, I've been
John.
doing this for so long with you. You think I would have remembered this? I haven't heard it for like an entire season.
Oh, good one, man. Good stuff. John, anything else before we wrap this episode up?
No, I think I've broken our brains with too much nonsense with this. Yeah, this series started off real strong. It got weird, and then it's just leaving plot holes everywhere. And it's not even like story plot holes; it's production plot holes. You're again, just like how you said, you're like, oh, he just teleports, he's just there. And now that's stuck in my head, and I'm blaming you because I didn't even think about that until now, and now I want to change my score to like a 5.5.
Scores will be changed after the recording of this episode. I guarantee it. Oh my gosh, I'm laughing.
It's gonna be
so
like
hard.
a 2.
You're right. It'll show up in the app like, wow, really? That's pretty low.
I hope 4 is good. I really do. I mean, you're starting to come down the crunch. We got 3 episodes. I
know, and you got to make it happen. You got to introduce this third personality. Is there a fourth? Is there a fifth? You know, like, when
I need my missing time episode that I'm not going to get now.
No, it doesn't look likely anyway.
I'm so
and
mad at that.
There's other characters that I thought were going to show up and stuff that I have not seen yet. So we'll see if we get anything interesting happening. But
I hope so.
I hope so. But it's still fun. This podcast is, I think Elizabeth was the person that said that this podcast might be more fun than the actual episodes.
Well, and I do find it is more fun because you and I really have like only an inkling of what's going on with the story. So that makes it even funnier because it's from a perspective of honestly, it's like 2 idiots watching the show. We're like, I don't know what's going on. Do you know what's going on? No.
That's every podcast I do.
Oh,
watch this idiot review this podcast, this TV series. Pretty much.
Come on, man! We didn't have this kind of strange banter with H's. Wait, did we? Oh, wait, they did go to the future. Oh, yes. That's right. Never mind. Oh, then they went to the past. Oh man, I just completely put my foot in my mouth.
And then season 7 happened. That was real. That really happened. You guys, Alien Coulson. Yeah. All right, okay. John. We're going to wrap this thing up before I laugh myself out of my chair.
Okay.
Episode 4 will be much better. We're guaranteeing it, we hope. With confidence.
I'm begging. Please.
If it doesn't happen, it's Mephisto's fault. All right. For John, I'm Hank. Until the next time, we are signing
later, Gator.
off.
TPE Network. There ain't nothing else like it.
We're like a train wreck.